record this. And it looks like we're good. Okay, so let's start. Jake, thank you so much for your time, man. How is it going with you?
It's going good, man. Finishing off my training camp down here in Puerto Rico, enjoying life, and can't complain.
That sounds exciting. Is this the first time that you've been in Puerto Rico for training, or you've been doing this for a while now?
Yeah, no, this is my first camp down here. But it's been amazing, man. Like it's paradise, and it helps me get mentally clear because there's no distractions, and the beach runs here are amazing, and I get to meditate on the beach and just like envision myself winning the fight. So it's pretty magical.
Awesome. And let me just tell the people who are watching this, Jake Paul will be fighting Tyron Woodley on the 29th of August at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse Arena in Cleveland. This will be your fourth professional fight. And how different do you think this will be from the other fights? What do you expect from Woodley?
Yeah, look, this is my toughest opponent by far. He's a serious striker with knockout power, a 5-time UFC champion, considered as one of the greatest welterweights of all time. So I have a very serious opponent who has knockout power, and on August 29th, I will need to be sharp, need to be precise, and I need to be ready to go to war, because I think it's going to be a war. I think it's going to be a brawl for the first couple of rounds, but I'm going to pick them apart and hopefully finish the job.
And when you say that you want to finish the job, what exactly do you envision happening?
I think I'm going to knock him out, and he's going to face plant like onto the canvas. I think he's going to be like frozen midair and just like face plant right into the canvas.
Jake, I'm going to state the obvious. Your brother, Logan, fighting Floyd Mayweather Jr. has been probably the top moment, and I would say for the both of you, since you started your boxing career. And I mentioned this to you because we also saw your reaction during and after the fight. So it obviously meant a lot for the both of you. Am I correct? What exactly was going through your mind throughout the whole process against Floyd?
Yeah, look, it was surreal. Like, I remember looking up into the ring and being like, wow, this is actually like real life. My brother's about to fight one of the greatest fighters ever. I like needed to like pinch myself to see if I was dreaming. And I'm just so proud of him as a brother, the things he's accomplished, and fighting Floyd and arguably beating Floyd Mayweather. It's I couldn't be more proud. And I love when someone from our family does amazing things, because people have always doubted us, and they've always said that we can't do this, or we can't do that, or we're canceled, or this. So it's just amazing to see, and I couldn't be more happy as a brother, and it was a dream come true.
So obviously I'm going to be jumping off back and forth on different subjects. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he said that he would fight you, and I quote and unquote, whatever day of the week. Is that a fight that interests you at this moment, or do you see this happening down the line?
I don't like to fight losers. Like he's just losing like all the time. He just lost to Anderson Silva, who I'm a way better boxer than him. So I don't think he wants that smoke. But if he wants to get knocked out in sparring, maybe we could set something up. But a lot of people don't realize how good I am, and that kid has had everything handed to him in his career and grew up boxing, but he's not a real fighter. He just did it because his dad did it. So, if I ever saw him, I would knock him out easily.
So what do you think of the Anderson Silva fight? I mean, I believe that he probably underestimated Silva, and then probably didn't take. And then let's not forget that he was a champion as well. I mean, So Julio has had his own kind of career.
Yeah, look, I think he underestimated how good Anderson's striking is. And I think, people forget that MMA fighters are still amazing strikers and that their first form of martial arts is boxing. And he just wasn't prepared. He wasn't ready. He looked like he was getting tired. So, he, he was a champion, like keyword was.
You have seen the criticism of YouTubers fighting professionally. I even talked to Canelo and I asked him about it. He didn't understand how people who have not gone through the proper channels of being, first amateurs and then growing into sports. But instead they become professionals and then eventually getting the licenses. What do you think it needs to happen to win those people over, for you to convince them that you are a real fighter, that you are doing the right things?
I think they'll see it, but because I'm sparring real fighters, I'm sparring real pro boxers all the time in camp. I'm dedicated to this like a real fighter. My whole life has become fighting. And so I think people will slowly start to respect it. And when they see me go out there and perform and just continue to win and continue to beat higher and higher level of competition, then no one can really say anything. And some people have their amateur careers, as a kid growing up. I had my amateur career in the gym, in sparring 200, 300, 400 times. That was my amateur career. So, not everyone has to follow the same path to become a professional boxer.
So you have fought so far an MMA fighter, a former professional basketball player, and another YouTuber, and now Tyron Woodley, obviously soon, who is an MMA fighter. How soon do you think you'll be fighting professionally dedicated boxers?
I think very, very soon. I am going as fast as I can in this sport. I have a long list of people that I want to fight and that have talked shit to me. So I have a hit list and I'm just checking off one by one the people on that list. And very soon you will see me, fighting real fighters and working my way up to become a world champion.
So Dana White didn't have something nice to say about you. Well, you guys have been taking jabs at each other for quite a while now. But there's a comment that I was mostly intrigued in which he said, and let me read this if you don't mind. I don't hate the kid. Is he effing annoying? Yeah, he's annoying. He's out there trying to make that money, and his shelf life is very effing short. So what do you think is the real motivation of his criticism towards you when you hear comments like that?
I think he's mad because I'm exposing how much of a liar he is, how much of a greedy guy he is, because I'm actually starting to impact his business because I'm standing up for UFC fighters who aren't getting paid enough. And so that press has been killing him. The press has been killing him about that. And it's a bad look for him and his company. And he is saying all of these things to try and discredit me, to try and minimize me, and to make himself look good. He's on the defensive. I think he is tasting a little bit of insecurity. He realizes his business model is fraud, and he also sees that I'm continuing to win, continuing to grow, and that I'm making way more money than any UFC fighter in my fourth pro fight. So he doesn't want someone out there like me who isn't afraid of him to bring up all of his problems with his business and with his fighters.
Jake, this is my last question. Sadly, we don't have a lot of time left. You extended a very special invitation to gold medalist Katie Nagot, and I hope I said their last name right, to come watch you on the 29th. She's from your same town. What impressed you the most of her accomplishments in Tokyo?
Look, I mean, just repping Cleveland, you know, there's not a ton of people who come out of Cleveland always and do massive things in the world. And she's a true champion of her sport and put on an amazing performance in a clutch moment. And I want to have a bunch of dope people from the Cleveland area come to the fight. There's two Cleveland fighters who are undefeated, Charles Conwell, Montana Love, who are both fighting on the card. I'm inviting some local Cleveland organizations, some kids, you know, from my foundation who participate at local gyms. So I'm just trying to have it be like an amazing Cleveland affair, and it's going to be a very special night for the city.
Maybe LeBron James can drop by too, right?
Hopefully,
Right.
if he's in town.
Thank you so much, Jake. And lastly, if you want to send a last invitation for people to watch you on the 29th, go ahead.
Sunday, August 29th. Be there, baby. I'm going to knock out Tyron. Purchase it now.
Thank you. And don't forget that you can follow me on all my platforms at Jad El Reda, same as LA Times en Español. Take care, Jake. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Thank you.
Gracias, Jad.
Listo, Martín. Gracias.